We have one more honoree, and this lady has been mentioned, I think, a couple of times, and rightfully so. So if you'll direct your attention to the video one more time for a very special honoree.
At WCVB Channel 5, Karen Holmes Ward holds the official role of Director of Public Affairs and Community Service. But everyone at 5 TV Place knows no title can encompass her contributions or contain her spirit.
Welcome to the...
Karen Holmes Ward hosts the award-winning weekly magazine show Cityline, addressing the accomplishments, concerns, and issues facing people of color in Boston and beyond. Karen oversees WCVB's community outreach efforts, including hundreds of public service messages, from food drives to raising awareness of opioid abuse.
Karen is absolutely the soul and conscience of the station. No matter what we're planning, she'll find a way to work the community into it.
More than 30 years of television experience, earning 2 honorary doctorates, local and national Emmy nominations. Tireless work for nonprofit organizations and the greater Boston community. Congratulations to WCVB Channel 5's one and only Karen Holmes Ward.
And here to present from Channel 5 is Bill Fine. Bill's also a member of the board of the Hall of Fame.
Thanks, sir. I know. The only thing between this and the bathroom is me and Karen. And thank you so much for hanging in there. This is really nice to see that everyone's here. Don't start the clock yet, Jim. I do want to congratulate Harvey. And Harvey, when you mentioned that you were leaving Channel 5, I hope you know how much that hurt us all at first. I'm glad you didn't use this as your opportunity to retire. And Russ Morash, special friend for at least 4 decades and a mentor. Congratulations to you. I mean, cable networks have been spawned upon what you've done. And now to Dr. Karen Holmes Ward. Yeah. I have the great honor and pleasure of introducing her as she receives the latest in what has been a year of plenty, many accolades this year, including 2 doctorates, as you saw on the tape. Around the station, we're now calling her Dr. Doctor. And if you're wondering why, given some of the comments about managers, I'm introducing her today, it's not in her contract. It is because Oprah and Denzel weren't available. I am her 3rd choice. True story. Karen is a natural. She moves very easily between the worlds of governors and mayors, as she does CEOs and everyone she meets at nonprofit organizations throughout our market. She helps them all daily. And she's very well connected. If I ever ask her, do you know somebody at? She gives me a list of names, not just one. She absolutely understands the power of television and knows how to unleash that power to the good of our community. The WCVB crowd knows this. Karen and I are both products of Boston University. That's not surprising in this town. What it should be is that we were classmates. I mean, look at her. The only thing that's changed is the hairstyle over the years. The essence of Karen has not changed, to the greater benefit of Boston. We worked on some programs together back at what was then called SPC. Even then, she was trying to slip public service announcements into our college newscasts. And when WCVB added some newscasts in the past few years, her first question was, do you think they'll be sold out? Because she's always looking for homes for her clients. And she is just constantly after finding ways to help this community. As we live in an era of extreme exaggeration, I'll offer this. Karen has hosted millions of public service events around Boston and raised billions of dollars. The reality, hundreds of organizations have worked with Karen, 100% of them have benefited. And she has that voice, that presence that she brings every week to the set of Cityline. She's a fashion icon in Boston. She is a wine diva. She's a star who uses her magnetic smile to help others with an enormous heart to match. She's the complete package. But unlike other Boston icons, she can do it all. To match her total game, Tom Brady would have to run as well as he throws. Big Papi would have had to have fielded as well as he slugged. And Keith Lockhart would have to play first violin as well as he conducts. Karen Holmes Ward does it all, and she is absolutely an extraordinary choice to receive induction into the Massachusetts Broadcasters Hall of Fame. Karen.
Wow, Bill, thank you so much for that introduction. I'm a little bit overwhelmed, and thank you for your great friendship over the years. Russ, thank you for that wonderful tape that you put together, clips of all my different hairdos over the years. And I have to say, what an honor it is for me to be in the company of my fellow Hall of Fame inductees today. Congratulations to Harvey and each and every one of you. Now, I confess I feel just a little bit uncomfortable up here. I am used to putting others in the spotlight when they are guests on Cityline, or when I'm serving as an MC. I'm always the one handing off the award to someone else. So for me, it's a time to pause and to reflect on a remarkable run. This past summer, I just attended my high school reunion at Shaker Heights High School in Cleveland, Ohio. And I was the public address announcer there, and also did our high school play-by-play basketball games. And on the tour through the school, I was just having these strange flashback moments. High school Karen had no idea that Hall of Fame Karen was in her future. Now, anyone who has known me over the years knows that I have always wanted to work at WCVB TV Channel 5, and I still love working there. At BU, in classes with Bill, and just, throughout the day, I would always find myself turning to Channel 5, even late at night when I was doing homework and trying to put the paper together, turning on 5 all night on Channel 5. So I followed my parents' advice, which was find something you love to do and figure out how to get paid for it. So television and the media has been criticized these days. You know what they're saying, hashtag fake news, we all know what they're saying. But at WCVB, we always try to keep in front of us the mission of those that founded the station in 1972, and that was and is to serve our market with the best local programming and community service that we can. Now, we do it differently than we did when the station was founded in 1972. We have to adapt to a new media world, and my colleagues that are here with me today will no doubt agree with you that we still do the best that we can to live up to that New York Times article that once described WCVB as the best local television station in the country. I have been so fortunate to work with 3 legendary general managers at WCVB, and they all have encouraged me to take the lead, take the ball, and run with it. S. James Coppersmith is not here today. We all know Jim, he's quite a character. Paul LaCamera, of course, he's here. And my BU classmate, yes, let's hear it for Paul. Somebody was clapping for Paul. And of course, my Boston University classmate and now president and general manager, my boss, Bill Fine. It's the funny thing about Bill. He sometimes says no to my appeals about community causes when I know he really means yes. And so something about leaving the office, all I hear is yes. So thank you, Bill. Thank you. So many fulfilling moments over my career with LaCamera. We built houses in and around Boston for Habitat for Humanity, and then with Bill transitioned to advertiser-supported extreme makeovers for close to a dozen nonprofits from here to Worcester, most recently for the Dimmick Community Health Center in Roxbury. And Bill and I were part of a team honored with a Service to America Award by the National Association of Broadcasters for our contributions to this city following the Marathon bombing. They've all trusted me as a producer and host of Cityline, and with little, if any, interference on program topics, giving me a voice to tell the positive stories of people and communities that are not always represented on TV. I've traveled the world. I've interviewed the famous and the infamous, from Billy Eckstine and Wynton Marsalis to Patti LaBelle, Darlene Love, Barry Sheck, Anita Hill, Oprah, and Denzel. I mean, who gets to do this? It's great. I am truly one of the luckiest people I know, because for over 35 years, I've had a dream job that I can go to every day. But as my friend Kathy Taylor always says, it takes teamwork to make the dream work. And there are many people here this afternoon who make me shine. We have a team of anchors and reporters who act as our ambassadors in the community, who receive countless requests from me, asking them to represent WCVB at this community event or to volunteer their time at that cause. And I want to thank you for all that you do. And thanks to my fellow department heads whose counsel and creativity I rely on to get our community agenda on the air. Some of our former department heads are here too: Candy Altman, Neil Ungerleider, Marjorie Ahrens-Barron. Thank you for everything that you've done for me over the years. And there are some women in the media who aren't in the room. One special woman is Susan Warnick, my buddy. Yes, my twin. We dressed alike today in polka dots. But there are some women who aren't here who pushed me, challenged me, supported me, dreamed with me, and told me I could when I didn't think I would. And I just want to say their names in this space: Gloria Gibson, Janet Langhart Cohen, Beth Deere, Tanya Hart, Sarah Ann Shaw, and Lark Logan, who I was on WILD radio at the beginning of my career. These women are all Hall of Famers, and I just can't thank them enough for what they've done for me. She's not here today either, but Donna Latson-Gittins of More Advertising. She was the one who called to tell me about this wonderful job opening at WCVB all those years ago. And while she was director of community programming, she trusted me with some great assignments, like taping a show in Russia for 2 weeks, and I had absolutely no idea how to speak the language. Kind of a trial by fire situation. Our new City Line producer, Dominique Verdu, is here, and former City Line producer and now Chronicle producer, Sangeeta Chandra, are here as well. Thank you. And there are some women here that I've invited to come take a bow with me today. We all started out at about the same time in the broadcast business. Our industry interests have evolved and morphed over the years. We've been a support group for each other, providing inspiration, a listening ear, and often constructive criticism, very constructive criticism. Sometimes we've ended up on different sides of the issue. Sometimes we don't even talk to each other every day, and sometimes we don't talk at all. But we know if and when that we call on each other, the other will be there. Kathy, Gail, Daria, Lynn, thanks for being you. And to my surrogate mom, Louise Johnson, thank you for being here to support me as well. Now, my parents, who are still with us at the age of 90 and 92, are still living in Cleveland, and they always encourage me to follow my dreams, and I can truly say that I have lived my professional dream. One more note, to paraphrase the wife of a famous politician. She says, "A speech doesn't have to be eternal to be immortal." And so with that, I'll conclude and say thank you very much for this great honor.